Good morning, sorry about the outfit. It is what it is. So this morning we are making grits. I just have to tell you in advance, I don't necessarily have like measurements per se, like put in 2 cups of water, 3 cups of whatever, because the measurements are on the bag, but I kind of wing it when I do stuff. So I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna show you step by step what I do, okay? I'll see you in a minute. So now we are putting half a pot of water into this pot. So I made grits with this brand, the quick 5-minute grits from Quaker. It is, the whole process might take you about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. So these are the grits. So now our water is come to a boil. So we're gonna add in some grits. Do it till you feel happy. But literally, I'm gonna read the instructions on the side. Please don't look at the stained, burned up part of my stove. Just skip that part. On the package, it says you do 2 cups of water and half a cup of grits. So if you need the specific instructions, it's right here. 2 cups of water, half a cup of grits. This says 4 ounces of cheese and garlic salt, garlic powder, and paprika. So I was just gonna let you know, those are specific measurements. I kind of just fill it until it starts to kind of look like it's enough water, because you can always add more water if you don't think it's enough. But we're just gonna start bubbling, and you let this cook for probably about 2 to 3 minutes. But as the water starts to drain out, you stir it. Well, it's not draining out, it's being absorbed by the grits. So I'm gonna hit you back in a few minutes because the water is gonna start to bubble out. One thing I need to tell you, when it starts to bubble and pop out like this, you need to adjust the heat just a little bit. So you have to turn it down so it won't like keep bubbling like crazy. So when it starts doing this, you got to turn down the heat. Also, it is good to get the cover on it once it starts to bubble like that. So you bring it to a boil, you stir it as it's still hot. You turn down the heat, and then you put the top on it. So you won't get no splashes on you, grit splashes on you, and so that it can still percolate. Like it was on like high, but now it's like a little bit below halfway the heat on the stove. So every maybe minute you want to check it, just stir it, put the top back on. Now we're doing a grit check. So you got a little percolation going on, bubbling. You just stir it to make sure you get the lumps out. Like you see, like it's a lump right here. You kind of get into it, kind of even it out so you won't have any lumps. And just stir it. You got one big one right there. Get your stir on, get your smash on. And then we put the top back on. Now we're on our next grits check. You literally want to check it like every minute because your process is not that long. So now it looks like it's pretty much done. You want to go through and make sure you have no lumps, because that is gross, because it literally will be dry balls of grits if you don't smash them down and stir. but you just make sure the bottom of your pot is not, you know, no grits are stuck on there. You stir it all the way through. Get it in, baby. And we are about done. So now I'm literally going to turn off the heat because most of the water is boiled out. Put the top back on because it'll keep the heat in. Turn off the fire, but it's still percolating. I'm going to let it sit for 1 more minute, and then I'm going to start with the seasoning. Morgan, we took the lid off. This is our last grits check. And it's good to go. See, all the percolation and water is gone. Sorry, Morgan, because you're right here. We're gonna put some salt. You just make it look like it snowed on it. It's no rhyme or reason to it. Okay, so we got some pepper, and now we're gonna put the cheese in. I literally just broke up 3 slices of cheese. You could use grated cheese, you could use block cheese. It's your world. It don't even matter because it'll all melt whatever you use. So you go ahead and put in the cheese. And so all you do is you get it all in there, Morgan, and then you put the cheese under the grits so it'll start to melt. And you can put the top back on and let it sit like that for like, you know, 30 seconds, a minute. Morgan, here is some cheesy goodness. You just make sure it's all stirred. And you can add other things to it. I just do salt and pepper, but you can do like paprika, you can do garlic salt, garlic pepper, anything you want. But this is it.